Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Hakodash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, Rule Web, and great jump to his young brothers in the truth, and peace and blessing to the hopeful elect, Lord, when this edifying. And I'm going to start right here in Obadiah 1 and 10, and it reads, For the violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. In which we know this is speaking of the book of Obadiah is a message to Edom. So let's get it. Matter of fact, this is the book of Obadiah 1 and 1. It's a vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord concerning Edom. So this is a message to Edom, the so-called white man, which we know who he is. We know you've been identified, you know. But let's get this video, a quick clip. I did a little recording of it. Go.
I'm writing an album called The Middle Passage. They've shown us every plantation with cotton on it. You know what plantation they've never shown us, Abby? The most prominent ones. The ones that were most profitable. The breeding plantations. Why don't you want to show us those? You know why? Because after the research that I did for this album, you realize that the moment that a girl menstruated, she was put in a stable where a horse would be and forcibly mated, forcibly raped by a...
Yeah, and it's wicked, you know. It's not wicked that they the wickedness is, them treating us like animals. Now, if they would have, okay, y'all are masters. Y'all, the Lord gave us into y'all hand. Y'all marry the girl off into a husband to be to breed, so to speak, to bring back a certain stock. Then that's different. But what Esau probably was making them, you know, have a baby by this person and the next, have a baby by that person. Ain't no telling how Esau was doing. you know. But this nigga gonna pay. Let's keep going. And
male of the slave master's choice. And when she had children, they weren't called children, they were called a litter of pups. The punishment for raping or killing a person in medieval Spain is gelding. Gelding is when you take hot pincers and you take a man's balls and dick off root and stem. Killing a person, law of the Bible, right? Medieval Spain, super religious. You killed a man, he should be killed. Why were indigenous and black people categorized as subhuman? So under the law, you would not be punished for the things that you did to us. That's why. You used to be proud, right? Used to be proud, white America, of rape and murder. Used to be proud of colonization. Used to, wow, that made us tough. And then you got ashamed of it. And that's what you're dealing with. That's what America's dealing with, a schizophrenic crisis. There's a British manual, right, that was taken out of the British Museum because within the manual, it talked about how rape was a weapon of...
Salaki. That's a good order though. That motherfucker's out. Salaki.
nation. You're ashamed of that now. You're ashamed, right? Who was Christopher Columbus? His... because within the manual, it talked about how rape was a weapon of war that should be used against the indigenous population. You're ashamed of that now. You're ashamed, right? Who was Christopher Columbus? His image has been so whitewashed, but he was trafficking little girls on an island. Who does that sound like, huh? All you right-wing defenders of Christopher Columbus and his legacy, he was trafficking 9-year-old indigenous girls on an island. Who does that remind you of, you intellectual coward? Just because liberals are dog doesn't mean that you shake hands with the devil. I'm writing an...
Right. And that's the point. Let me turn this off. I get distracted again. And this raw. I'm waiting to do a little order. But let's just keep going. So forgive me for going off. I mean stopping the video going to that fucking Instagram shit. Let's get back in Obadiah 1 because he was speaking about how they used to be proud for the wickedness that they done. We're going to read Obadiah down to 10. This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1 and verse 1. It say the vision of Obadiah, thus saith the Lord concerning Edom. We have heard a rumor from Yahweh, and the ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise, ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. It reads, behold, I have made thee small among the heathen, thou art greatly despised, going to the Edomites. It say, the pride of thy heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, because Esau's original habitation is Petra, Mount Seir, the land of Edom, which is a mountainous region. And then when he fell from out of power during the Roman era, he was sent off into the Caucasus mountains of what that is, Georgia, Russia. You know, that's why they call them Caucasians for a while, and they was like cavemen when they was over there in the Caucasus. Not in Petrol, but when they was in the Caucasus Mountains, they was like cavemen. They were like animals, beasts, you know, grunting and braying. They say, the pride of thy heart have deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high, that sitteth in his heart. Who shall bring me down to the ground? They say, though thou exaltest thyself as the eagle, and thou set thy nest amongst stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord. If thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes? How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? And the Lord uncovering this man. The Lord is bringing all this wickedness out. The Lord is allowing these things to ooze out into the world to make them shameful. It say all the men of his confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and have prevailed against thee. Yeah, because all these nations gonna eventually turn on the so-called white man, and they're gonna seek to bring him down. And ultimately, America definitely gonna be brought. All the nations that are aligned with America, they gonna turn against America. You know, because America is the epicenter of the Edomites. This is they seer. This is they Basra in the earth. It say they that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. Shall I not in that day, said of Yahweh, even destroy the wise men out of Edom? Who are the wise? Oh, if keep going, it say, in the understanding out of the mount of Esau, going into a mount going into the heads, the government. Salaki, the mount going into the government, just like the mount of Israel going to the Yahweh Shai, 144,000, and up on the Yahweh Shai, the number one of the 144,000 is gonna be who? King David, Peter, for those who can receive it, because King David came back during the Lord's time as Peter, the Apostle Peter, our King. It say, and thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, and the end of every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. For the violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. So, for the violence that they've done against Jacob, now they want to watch slavery. Never happened. Nah, it happened. You know, it happened. Be proud of your actions. You took down the greatest people. The Lord allowed you to take down the greatest people on earth. which is his chosen people. But you gotta pay for what you done, man. It's called recompense. So let's go here. This the book of Jeremiah 50 and 33. It say, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together. And that's when people say the black and brown people, the black people is Judah and the brown people is Israel, going into the 10 lost tribes, so-called 10 lost, as they say, the 10 lost tribes, you know, from damn, Issachar, Gad, Reuben, uh, fuck, Zebulun. I can't think of the top tribe. I know it, but it's just escaping me right now. So like Ephraim, that's what I'm thinking of. Ephraim, you know, Zebulun, all the so-called indigenous peoples of America. That's Israel. Ephraim and Manasseh, that's another tribe. Oh, I said Zebulun. I'm thinking of another one. Damn. They were a warrior tribe, part war. They was half warriors. Uh, it's all good, brother. Brother, I mean, slipping my mind. It say, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captive held them fast and refused to let them go. Yeah, going into the so-called way, man, we not let go. Emancipation Proclamation. No, we were transferred from one ownership to the next. Go look up that word, Emancipation Proclamation, emancipate, if I'm saying it right. Emancipate. Go search up the word emancipate online, Edom online, and it's gonna let you know that it's really just a transfer of ownership. Us from we was transferred from these average Edomites, which got very wealthy. Man, these white people still living off that money, man. They still ultra rich. These low level Edomites who was doing the right things are still ultra rich off that money that they from slavery. They still got lands, you know, multi-million and billionaires off slave money. And I'm talking about low level Edomites. I ain't talking about your Bill Gates and the Jeff Bezos. I'm talking about Edomites who don't nobody know who the fuck they is, man. You know, it say their Redeemer is strong. The Lord of hosts is his name. Yeah, because the Lord is gonna come back and deliver us, man. We ain't gotta worry about this shit. That's why we urging our people, because we urging all Israel to repent and turn back to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. But only the message is only for the elect, because our people, man, fuck our people, man. Fuck Israel, because 2/3 they worthy of death, man. They were born in vain, you know. So the message is to the elect, and that's who we target. We're not out here trying to wake up every Israelite walking. Hey, sister, hey, brother, man, fuck these people because they don't want to hear it. You know, even in our day to day, you come across people and you know, they speaking about things that can get deep and go into revealing the truth unto them. You don't even do it no more because it's a waste of time when you first come to the truth. You be pouring out all kind of information on the nigga, you know. 6, 7 years later, nigga don't even remember nothing you told him. So fuck these people, man. It say their redeemer is strong. The Lord of hosts is his name. He shall thoroughly plead their cause. There that he may give rest to the land and disquiet the inhabitants of Babylon. And America is Babylon the Great. And this place will be disquiet. This place gonna be put down, man. This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2 and verse 16. It say, "Thou art filled with shame for glory. Drink thou also, drink thou also, and let thy foreskin be uncovered. The cup of the Lord's right hand shall be turned unto thee, and shameful spewing shall be on thy glory." Yeah, shameful spewing is upon you Edomite's glory. You devils is finna pay. I don't know if they told you or not, but I'm just finna let you fucking know, man. For the violence against your brother Jacob, your ass finna pay for this shit. You know? And shameful spewing is being brought upon your glory, how this place was established, the wickedness that you did to the nation of Israel, you know, the wickedness that you do all throughout the earth, the wickedness that you did and still doing today, man. Your ass finna pay, buddy. Oh, I already had this. This the book of Baruch, chapter 4, and if I ain't mistaken, I think I had verse 26. It say, "My delicate ones have gone rough ways, and they were taken away as a flock caught up by the enemy." Yeah, because hey, Esau got us, man. You know, I'm gonna read verse 25 because at the end of the day, uh, verse 24, it say, "Like as now the neighbors of Zion have seen our captivity, so shall they see shortly your salvation from our power, which shall come upon you with great glory, brightness, and the everlasting. My children, suffer patiently the wrath that is come upon you from Yahweh." Yeah, because we fucked up. So the Lord got the right to fucking do away with us, man. But He had mercy. It say, uh, the wrath that come upon you from the Lord Yahweh. It say, "For thine enemy have persecuted thee, but shortly thou shalt see his destruction." We finna see this nigga go, and shalt tread upon his neck. And we gon' not only we finna see this nigga fall, but we finna get this nigga, man. That's the beauty of it all. Like, nah, this nigga ain't just finna fall and you know, well, he gonna be equal to us, so just you know, we get up a little bit. No, this nigga finna fall all the way into subjection to this, man. And not only him, but all the nations. And we finna get payback like a motherfucker, man. We gonna get payback on these people, man. All these heathens. Verse 26 and say, "My delicate ones, the Israelites, have gone rough ways, all of Israel." Those are the delicate ones. But the most delicate of Israel is the elect of the nation of Israel. But the Lord love all his people. And that's why he gonna have mercy upon the nation of Israel, and that's why all Israel gonna be saved with the everlasting salvation, man. You know, it say, "My delicate ones have gone rough ways, and were taken away as a flock caught up of the enemy. Be of good comfort, O my children, and cry unto Yahweh, for ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you." So the Lord is gonna remember us, man. The Lord remember us now, man. You know, it say, fuck it, what? No, okay. It say, verse 28 say, "For as it was your mind to go astray from Yahweh, so being returned, seek him 10 times more." So we went astray from the Lord. So we got to seek him 10 times more. And this the last two. This the book of Daniel, chapter 9, because you can see the passion in my boy eyes. He was hurt. He hurt, but we oppressed here, you know. And we the Israelites. This the book of Daniel. The curses kicking ass, man. This the book of Daniel, chapter 9 and verse 12. It say, And he have confirmed his words which he have spake against us and our judges that judge us, by bringing upon us a great evil, for under the whole heaven have not been done as been done upon Jerusalem. Yeah, so this great evil going into the curses, everything we went through. Ain't no another nation can compare they suffering to the suffering of the Israelites, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are the true biblical Israelites. Can't nobody, man. Come on, man. Holla who? Holla what? Let me stop. This the book of Zechariah, chapter 2, verse 8. It say, "For thus saith Yahweh of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me unto the nations which have spoiled you. For he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of his eye." So you nations that touch this, you touch the apple of the Lord eye, you think you finna just skate away, you know, you think you finna venture off to Mars. Nigga, yeah. Alright. You think you're gonna dig in the ground and hide away until we just disappear? No, nigga. Your ass finna go into captivity. You gonna pay for what you did, and you're gonna be accompanied by the rest of the nations. You know? And I say, when I say nigga, I'm talking about Esau Edom, and he gonna be accompanied by all the other heathen nations, man. And Israel is gonna rule the earth with an iron fist by the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. With Yahweh Shai, the heavenly Father Son, who you crucified, ruling with us, man. And Yahweh is gonna be within us, man. So yeah, we gonna see you soon, buddy. So with that, Lord, with this edifying, I want to end it giving all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakodash, double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone, rule, well, been a great example to his younger brothers of the truth, and peace and blessing to the hopeful elect. Shalom, Kwame Yashala, and the Bible, Lord willing, I'll be back with another one soon. Shalom.